Hello everyone, I'm Gabriel from Craft Trial Academy. Today I'm going to be showing you the tips and tricks on how to do a render preset for your work so that you will not have to be doing the settings all over and over again. To start, you'll click on render setup, then you change your render from Vray to Vray. I'm using Vray Next Update 1, which is the recent Vray, but these settings work for all your Vray in as much as you understand the way the interface works. Now on the Vray tab, you see global switches, IPR options, which is for interactive production rendering and or maybe preview rendering also. Then you see image sampler, which actually is what is responsible for some of the fine details on your renderings. Then you see the settings for that image sampler here. We have two types of image sampler in 3ds Max. First is bucket, the second one is progressive. By default, you have progressive image sampler as your default. Now I'm going to change it to bucket. So progressive image sampler by default, and its setting is more or less like that of Corona render engine. So but for now we are just going to use bucket, and bucket, you can see the settings here changed. And for this setting we have three levels of our rendering. We have the test render, which is just to quickly check the way the object is for lighting, for material setup. Then we have medium render, which we use normally to just push the work that is urgent. Then we have high render setting in case we need details to showcase some product visualization which requires details. So I'm going to be showing you the three of them. The first one is under the bucket image sampler. We have main subdivs. Main subdivs means minimum subdivision, and we always use 1 for the test render, and under the maximum subdivision we use 4. Then color mapping, we change it to exponential. Why? Is because exponential helps you to, it's just the color management of Vray. That is color mapping, the way Vray manages your color. So it works with your pixels information that your render, your camera and light, they are giving your render engine. So we use exponential because exponential is good with some bright pixel. It will tone them down so that you will not have too much of overexposure. So that's why we use exponential. And under GI, which is for global illumination, we change to radiance map. Radiance map is fast and accurate. It is a biased render calculation, but yet accurate. And we choose radiance map setting. You can see current preset for the radiance map is on high, so we'll change it to low. And of course you can use custom and set your own, but for a learner, for a beginner rather, it's better you just use low. And for the light catch, you just set it to maybe 500. So you come back to Vray, and possibly if you are just working with the light first, definitely you have to override so that it will not just be wasting time to render your materials, to be calculating the material. And if you want to override all the materials, you come under global switches and you click on override material. You can see it here. And now to override the material, if I just click on render now, which is this icon here, it's trying to calculate. So calculation depends on your type of computer, how fast it is. Here we have a low-end processor, it's Core i7 4th generation, so it's very low, and it's better to use a low settings for you guys so that a low processor rather for you guys so that you understand the way it works. Now, because we chose override material, and you can see what Vray is giving us, it just doesn't make sense. So we just have to stop it and come here, click on in front of this none, and go and pick the material you want. So you can see different materials that we have under material: general material, scanline, corona, and Vray. So we're going to just choose Vray material and just click OK. So we are using this Vray material to override all the materials that we have here. And now if I just click on this icon here, which is for interactive rendering, so it should be easier for me to quickly see how the rendering is turning out to be. So interactive rendering is really awesome because now I've done the settings, so I have to close the setup window, and now I can come here, move my Vray sun all around, and it will be showing me in real time the way it works. So that's why I like, interactive rendering. You can see it's showing me, and it's quite cool and okay, and you can see it right there. So I'm just going to undo till I get to where it was before, and this is where it was before. So now the setting that I've done, it's time for me to just save it. But before I save it, I'll just render so that I'll see the way it looks actually. But since it's just for test render, I don't want it to be perfect. I just want to test, the way everything I've been working on will look. So here's the rendering, and you see it's really look nice. Some noises all around here, but those are not the major concern right now. So it's normal, it's okay, and this is cool for a test render. So we are going to come back here under the render setup, and we're going to change, from, okay, we are going to come here and just click save preset, and we're going to save test render, and just click save, and we are going to pick only Vray next. Save. So that's it for test render. For the medium render, which is actually what we use most of the time, this is what we do. We change the maximum subdues under the bucket image sampler to 8, and the noise threshold we change it to 0.005. Then we still maintain exponential because it is cool for what we do, and we come to the GI, which is the global illumination. Then we choose the preset for the medium, and also here for the subdivs we choose 1500, and we come and under the preset, save preset again, and now we just change it to medium render. So again we choose Vray next update 1 again. Of course, if yours is Vray 3.6, 3.0 or whatever, so it's still what you are going to be choosing. So that's it. Then the last one, which is if you have the time and you can endure the time. So this last one is good for products and some interiors, but yet it takes time. So I wouldn't really recommend it for interiors, except you have the time. So 16 and noise threshold, I don't go below 0.003 because anything below that is just a total waste of time as far as I'm concerned. So this is the major thing. Then the G high, you change it to high, and maybe this you can maintain your 1500, but majorly 2500 is okay. And here under settings, you can change the dynamic memory limit, which is actually very, very important. If you are going to be spending a lot of time and you don't have more than one computer, maybe a laptop, for people that can't afford high-end system, you have a laptop and that there is still some works to be done on some PowerPoints, and you don't want to just leave your system to just be rendering alone. So here, if you see dynamic memory limit and it's set to 0, that means it's going to be using all your memory, all your computer memories. So it's going to be using all of them. But since I'm using 32 gig RAM on this system, so I'm going to set it to 24 gig so that at least there's extra 8 gig to be used for any other activity. But for now, we have autosave in progress, so I'm going to wait a little bit. So autosave is done, and now I set this to 24. That means there's still remaining 8 gig that can be used for so many other activities. And also another thing, I think is being removed, if what I'm saying here is correct. Okay, normally in 3.6 or thereabout, 3.6, 3.4, you should see an option here that says low thread priority. So you can enable it if you want to be using your system to do another thing, but it's no longer here. But no problem, you can conserve memory, but yet there is no need again. And now this is for the last one. I'm going to save it as I render. I can pick this, and of course you can create your render element, which I already have here already, but I don't, for the preset, I don't set any render element for them, so I just choose the normal Vray setting, because the render element I might need for another work might not be what I have here right now. So of course there will be a video on how to use some of these render elements later. So that's just all about it. Now let's say you are having a project. For example, I'm going to plug in right now one of the external drives. So plugging it in, I can go to the desktop. So then go straight up. You can see all the 3 render presets that I've created, and I can just come to computer, then put it on the external drive. Then anywhere I take the external drive to, if they are using Vray, I can just plug, copy out my render setting, and boom, I'm okay. So that's just all about it. But to load, you just have to come to render presets and click load presets, locate where it is, and I'm just going to pick medium right now and click load. So before you render, on this setting, what you need to know is that the other time we chose override material. So when you want to render, you will need to uncheck that override material. Actually, you're supposed to have unchecked the override material before you save it as your preset, especially for the medium. So right now we are here. You can see here right now we have the medium. So global switches, just uncheck. So what I'm going to do is actually to save it again. So I'm just going to save it. Yes, I'm going to replace. So now I'm just going to render and show you the results. So the rendering is done and you can see the way it looks finally, and really cool. Of course, there are some little small noises around there, but this is not something bad to give a client. And of course, if you want to get rid of the noise, you have to increase the noise threshold, or you use Vray denoiser, which we will be having another tutorial on very soon. So that's just it. I hope you find it helpful. Drop your comments and let us know what you think. What do you think we should make tutorial on? And we'll also appreciate your suggestion as well. Thank you very much.